Okay, anyone else under public comment?
Yeah, I got a couple things. At the last city council meeting, whenever you had to go and ask permission from Ryan and Bobby to be able to hire back 2 folks, I think that's now set a precedent that when somebody gets hired on in any position, that you're going to have to ask for permission from everybody else. Because otherwise, why did we have to go ask them? So when somebody gets hired at the fire department, don't we need to go and ask each one of those people? And then the same thing whenever we hire more people down at the police departments, because now you guys have set a precedent to have to go ask permission from everybody else that already works there. And you set a precedent that, what is his committee called again? The gas department, fire department, police department, and public safety committee has to be on all hires, at least for police and the fire department. So now whenever we get any new fire department guys, you guys have set a precedent that they have to be in on it. Is that correct? Or was just this a one-time deal because?
That's the way it's always been.
No, it hasn't.
It goes to the committee.
Well, I think at the last meeting, I think what they just voted to advertise or decide.
No, they said that they should go and ask the other 2 guys to make sure that they were going to be, well, actually everyone, that they were going to be okay to work with 2 gentlemen that had left the police department under the old administration.
I don't think that
Well,
was a
you can,
decision.
you,
I mean, I think
oh, no,
that
it's,
was-
okay, so,
I think the decision was to advertise for the part-time position, but I don't think it was a decision to ask.
so because it wasn't placed in the form of we're going to vote on it, then that's not a decision. That wasn't set in precedent in any way?
Thanks.
Okay. Who's allowed to place appropriations on the appropriations budget? Whose job is that? And whenever you do that and there's changes made and they're given out to the council again, are they highlighted so that they know that they've been changed in any way? This is going back to the $15,000 that the Chester Sports Board was to give for the Cohen Complex, because it was not on one month, and then it was on the next month, and I think that was the one. Don't sit there and look like that. You probably put it on there. Somebody had to have placed it on there, the extra $15,000. How did it get on the appropriations budget from one month to the next? Who voted on it?
When was that?
Back in 2009.
That's on a monthly report?
It's on whenever you guys are handing out your appropriations up until you have the actual meeting and deliver it to the public and vote on it. I mean, whenever you guys hand out new ones, do you highlight where it's been changed, money's been changed, or you just hope these guys read it?
I think, well, for the most part, I know whenever we do go through all the appropriations, and if there is some things that we may have omitted, whether it be a water line or sewer line project.
I'm talking about this specifically this $15,000 that wasn't there and then is there. How did it get on there? Who voted to put it on there? Or can anybody just come up and put it on, any of these guys?
You don't vote on, you actually, once the budget is put together, then they vote on the budget
Right.
as an overall. They don't vote on.
So are they notified when it's changed though from month to month? Because you guys do change it up until it's time to vote. Is it highlighted when it's changed?
Well, a lot of times, I mean, everything, there is a description if anything's been added or deleted or whatever, changing around. I mean, we do have that as a separate.
Yeah, I forgot those. I'll get you a copy of those. That wasn't done either. And whenever, one of the last elections, I had a sign in my yard for whoever it was I liked at the time. And I had it between the sidewalk and the road. And somebody came by and said, you can't have that there, that's the city right away. So they put it back up in my yard. I put it back down, cop stopped by, said I have to move it. So why can Stallman's have theirs between the sidewalk and the road? Is that still not the right of way?
There shouldn't be any signs on any right of ways.
So then somebody's going to stop by and tell them they need to move them after a week? Because that to me is a right of way as well, correct?
It's between the sidewalk and curb is usually a right of way.
Well, then, can we maybe get those moved on out of there?
Check on that, Mac? Yes, sir.
And, let me see. Nope, that was all I had for now, I guess.
I'd like to go back to your original question though, Christie. You said something about the way that it is with hiring anything. It's that committee that's supposed to meet. They don't have to.
Supposed to. Now, when was the last time they met on hiring new fire department?
I didn't know we hired any new fire
The
department.
last time they hired them. Did they meet on that? Can I see the minutes?
That's not my area. That would fall under somebody else's area. You would have to ask them, but
So then why are you talking if you don't know? Oh, you were the one that said they should have to go and ask because you didn't know why the guys left. That's right. I got that in my other book.
Okay.
Now, that's true.
Okay.
Joe, I want to address the police department. Anytime we hire a full-time officer, the council has nothing to do with it. It goes through the police commissioner, it goes through state testing from the state, they send us the test. The three police commissioners do all the testing. Whoever comes out number one on that list is put number one on the list, and that's who they have to hire.
But they didn't this time.
Well, that's part-time.
Oh.
I'm talking about full-time officers, that's go through the state.
Well, I'm just talking about the two that were recently.
Well, I just never went through that before,
Okay.
so I just want to clarify on full-time officers. It doesn't have to go through them.
Okay, anyone else for public comment? No?
I'd like to address the issue of the
Right away.
right-of-way, the grass in between the sidewalk and highway department. I guess the highway department now owns that hill going up there. Please send a note to the highway department that they're going to have to mow that grass in there now, because I'm going to stop mowing it. So if I'm maintaining it, and it's my property to do what I want to with, if it's not my property and I can't do anything with it, then either the city or the highway department can start mowing the grass.
I tried that too, and they said that they would ticket me for not mowing it.
It's state property, I can't do anything about it.
Well, that's what they told me too. So why is it different for you?
Well, that's, I mean, it's just, we do have an ordinance against signs in the right of way. I mean, that,
Who's the policeman that told you he can give you a ticket?
Like I can remember back that far.
Well, that's
And why should I tell you? You know who stopped by first? It was another member of not the council or anything, but somebody that worked for the city, and they were the ones that moved it. Because what was it? I don't know. It must have been for Jack, I guess.
I'm just, you want us to take this stuff off.
It's your job. You get paid for this, okay? I'm asking you to do what I was told to do. You have to move it. And now if he says he's not going to mow it, well, then I don't see why I have to mow mine. But again, I was told because it's my property, though I can't put anything out there, I would get a thing from whoever had to come and mow my property.
we'll do some checking on that. Okay, anyone else in the public comment?
Mr. Mayor, I come into town tonight and I did see the young lady's signs saying support the schools and not the TIF hotel. I have a hard time understanding the sign because what they said, the school would get somewhere between $48,000 and $50,000 a year for if the new hotel was built after the TIF is done. So isn't that supporting the schools?
I didn't make the sign, and I don't know. But, yeah, in a sense, yes. That's what it does. Okay, anyone else for public comment?
Thank you for calling me young lady. I have a question. Maybe somebody could tell us what the signs mean, because I've been asked, I don't know. What does it mean? Well, you tell me, you guys are the one that, seem to know all about this.
No, I don't know anything.
So I'd like to hear it.
Me too.
Well, then.
This is what I think, and tell me if I'm wrong, whoever put the signs out. You guys say that if we have another hotel come in, which I don't even want one, but I think they have a capitalist right to build it, that it's going to put Brad and Tia out of business, so we're going to lose out on their tax dollars for the school. That's what I got out of watching the minutes to 2 meetings ago. Is that how you guys are figuring it? That's how come I couldn't get anybody to answer a phone call.
Okay, anybody else have public comment? Okay, moving on to old business. Do you have anything under old business? What's that? UPS, good to hear about.
Roof on the firehouse.
Roof on the firehouse. Got to get with Mike, he's supposed to get with VFW and get lined up on that. I know they got the picnic fundraiser coming up. They'll do some kind of fundraiser. Anything else under old business?